one of the really interesting thing that happens with cupping is that when we have cupping done, and a lot of you will have seen this before, where it'll leave a mark. And we call it a mark, not a bruise, because it sounds better, but it is actually bruise. It's broken capillaries under the skin, and there'll be an accumulation of that extravascular blood, so blood outside of the blood vessels, in the tissue, and it leaves a mark. And it's pretty local because that's the shape of the cup and that's where it was. And again, this is a more recent understanding, but a lot of people thought, well, if it's a bruise, it's a bad thing. Now, here's the cool part. So as a result of the blood in the tissue, there's a natural and normal response to that, which releases this little enzyme called heme oxygenase 1, which I'd never heard of until I started to dive into this and think, what's actually happening with cupping? Here's what we found. So heme oxygenase 1 comes into the tissue and goes right with some macrophages, which kind of eat up the blood, break it down. There's a normal process to blood in the muscle or the tissue. As a result of that, the heme oxygenase 1 triggers off all of these different kind of chemical processes. And as it breaks down the blood changes color, which is why we see the bruise change color over time. From that dark purple to more of a blue or eventually green and other colors as it pulls different components out of the heme or the blood. The heme oxygenase 1 has also been shown to be really effective at increasing healing rates in tissue. So if you've had an injury, it can speed up healing rates. It is anti-inflammatory as well. That little enzyme is great for reducing proliferation of growth of cells and other things that shouldn't be present in the tissue at the time. It also reduces pain. There's a whole range of different things that this little enzyme does that are all positive things. There's no negative things to it. And none of those things would actually occur unless you had the blood in the tissue. And so while we think it's nice to have the cupping done, but I don't want to have the bruises, yep, you can absolutely get some mechanical benefits and circulation benefits to that, but you'll probably miss out on some of the more systemic effects that you wouldn't get if you didn't have the bruise.